Yo, you're watching the Screaming Fish here, guys, and today, is the day where I count down the 10 best movies I've seen all year round. So, basically, I made a list of 10 movies that I saw this year that I really enjoyed watching, and this is where I get to talk about them all very briefly. Then again, this is my opinion, so all 10 of these movies are the best movies I've seen all year, like all ranked down in numbers 1 to 10. So, I have not seen every movie this year, so if there's a movie on this list that isn't on this list, then, and you really think it should be, then let me know, but in the end, this is my opinion, so I really don't care what you think. So, I've got some honourable mentions first. These are movies I did see, or did not see, that could have made the list if I had seen them, but other times I didn't like them as much as I did these other ones. So, my first honourable mention goes to Ant-Man. It was a very fun movie. I loved watching it, but there were a few issues I had with it. And then I've got Avengers Age of Ultron. It was great to see the team back together. The action sequences were amazing, but the story was a bit all over the place at times, and I thought the main villain, Ultron, was a bit of a waste, seeing as how they could have done so much with him in further movies. So then we've got The Revenant. I did not see The Revenant. I do know it stars Leonardo DiCaprio. I've seen the trailer. It does look pretty cool. Not seen The Hateful Eight. I didn't get time to see it. I have not seen Ex Machina either, and my final honorable mention goes to Terminator Genesis. Yes, I like Terminator Genesis, alright? If you have a problem with it, then touche, I don't care. So, let's get on with the list. So, at number 10, we got Jurassic World. So, while not as good as I originally thought it would be, and there were a few characters I thought were underused, it was still great to see a movie that not only paid homage to the original, but successfully brought back the joy and thrills of the first movie, and both Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard gave terrific performances, people. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. So at number 9, we've got Inside Out. Probably one of the best animated movies ever made. Inside Out is both charming and brilliant in its storytelling. The characters are a joy to watch on screen, and the concept is probably the most original put on screen this year. The film does have a few minor plot holes. No, really, it does actually have quite a few plot holes, which is why this is only on number 9. Everything else is done so well, I could hardly care though. So, at number 8, we got Furious 7, boys! I love Fast and Furious 5 and 6, and I was extremely excited for this one. Many people, including myself, were afraid, though, about how director James Wan and actor Vin Diesel were going to handle the extremely tragic death of Paul Walker, while not being quite as good as movies 5 and 6. I still had a blast watching the oh god, I keep losing my place in this film, and its adrenaline pumping and furious action sequences, and amazing performances from each and every one of the cast. And Jason Statham as the main villain was a brilliant decision, not to mention the Fast and Furious cars. See what I did there? Nah? See what I did there? No? Fine. I don't like you anymore. So, anyway, so at number 7, we got Mission Impossible 5 Rogue Nation. So, with insane stunts and action sequences, not to mention a pretty scary villain. No, really, he is scary as hell. MI5 perfectly brings back the thrilling storytelling, practically executed stunts, and the action sequences, and the cast of lovable characters the series is known for. And they did so in the best way possible with Rogue Nation. I mean, Tom Cruise is literally went soaring up into the air, strapped to the outside of a freaking plane, and he didn't even have a parachute. So, give me a moment. There we go. Sorry, I was just starting the music again. So, at number 6, this very nearly made it onto number 4, but I saw another movie, but that kind of took its place, and there was another movie I thought was slightly better than this, so this ended up on number 6 in the end. So at number 6, I've got Creed. The Rocky franchise comes back with a bang with its latest entry, Creed. The touching relationship between Madonna's Creed and the retired Rocky Balboa, added with the thrilling but intense finale and and the brilliant script made this film the best in the franchise, and the most dramatic for reasons I won't spoil in this video. While it does have the same doesn't have the same title as the other 6 movies, Creed has brought the Rocky franchise back to glory. I mean, Rocky 5 and 4 I thought were absolutely terrible, so Creed is a big comeback as well. I mean, Rocky 6 was alright, but still. So, at number 5, we've got Kingsman: The Secret Service. People, give a round of applause for the creators of Kick-Ass have brought us the most kick-ass comic book movie of the year, with beautifully shot action sequences, a hilarious sense of humor, and all-around great cast. Kingsman is definitely the most stylish spy movie, easily one of the best. Based on a true story of N.W. Oh wait, not that one. Sorry, 4. 4 Straight Outta Compton. So yeah, number 4 we got Straight Outta Compton. From the I keep losing my place, I'm sorry. Based on a true story of MWA, the film perfectly recaptures the reality that the rappers Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, and Ice Cube went through. It's also the most dramatic and heartbreaking film I've seen all year, and the cast is perfect with actors that are almost identical to the original group. Bottom line, this is pretty much the best film based on a true story I've ever seen. Yeah, I absolutely love Straight Outta Compton. I'm not gonna let that go. So, at number 3, I've got Mad Max Fury Road. I really underestimated this movie. I thought this is just gonna be alright, but Mad Max Fury Road is amazing, believe me. George Miller returns to the Mad Max franchise after 30 years with a whole new cast and a different actor for Max, which did have a few people, including myself, in doubt, but boy did this franchise come back with a bang, baby! While the story is basically one giant car chase, which it is, the characters Tom Hardy as Max and Charlize Theron as Furiosa in particular are very memorable, and the crazy action we all know and love has been done practically with real explosions, car chases, and fistfights. This is the best Mad Max movie to date, and director George Miller's best movie. So at number 2, we've got The Martian. Thrilling, exciting, and surprisingly funny, The Martian brings us a new kind of survival movie which stars Matt Damon, who plays the most lively person you'll ever meet, even when he's stranded on Mars. Not joking. Director Ridley Scott does a superb job at bringing the whole planet to life with gorgeous visuals and amazing set pieces. Not to mention how gut-wrenching it can be, especially when in scenes where you have to pull debris from his own gut. So, at number 1. Number 1 is so obvious. I couldn't help putting this at number 1. So at number 1, we've got Star Wars: The Force Awakens. The first film to feature the original cast in more than 30 years, Star Wars: The Force Awakens is packed with action and packed with familiar faces and fresh blood. J.J. Abrams successfully recaptures the series' former glory while injecting it with new energy. John Boyega and Daisy Ridley give amazing performances, and it's just great to see the banter between Han Solo and Chewbacca is still alive today, and not to mention the Millennium Falcon's welcome return to the franchise, people! So, those are my 10 best movies I've seen all year. I'd like to know what your 10 best movies you've seen all year. Doesn't even have to be 10, it can be 5 if you want. So, this has been your boy, the Screaming Fish here, guys, and I will indeed see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, guys.